And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. Kids jumping on my lap. And turn this primary from a campaign that's about negative attacks into one about what we're for, because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me, we can only reelect Donald Trump. What people drastically underestimate is the impact on the mental health of people who now everything is complicated. Not only is the healthcare piece, but people don't have a job, people don't have anywhere to go, they don't know what they're going to do. And a lot of people you have unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. I learned a lot. And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and there was a 3-meter board. And if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things have changed. It's a good question. Number one, I was a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on. I have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. It would put 720 million women back in the workforce. It would increase the GDP, to sound like a wonk here, by about 0.8%. I've been here a number of times. Last time was, I think, all the way back in 2014, but I've been here before that. I love this place. Look, what's not to like about Vermont in terms of the beauty of it? And what a neat town. I mean, this is sort of a scenic, beautiful town. The mayor's been a good guy, and everybody's been really friendly. I like because they invaded another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
President Biden, if elected, you would turn 82 at the end of your first term. You'd be the oldest president in American history.
Are you willing, Churchill?
Are you willing to commit American history?
Oh, American history.
Yes. Are you?
I was joking. That was a joke. Folks,
okay.
Eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion. 8 more years of Donald Trump will change America in a fundamental way. The America we know will no longer exist. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. It will cost 1/30th. Costs a lot of money. Almost $740 billion to do what I want to do over 10 years. But not $30 trillion. Not $30 trillion. And the reason is not just to help people who have or in fact are likely to get Alzheimer's. Union workers, the UAW took incredible cuts in their future. Now we have $1.6 trillion worth of loopholes in the law. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. If we just were to reinstitute the CAFE standards. Donald Trump does pose an extra threat to this. It's not hypothetical. It's about all these breakthroughs that we have with dealing with the whole immune system. I want you to know, if you look at PolitiFacts, we're no longer the wealthiest middle class in the world. Not those of us running for president alone. Not just activists like you. You know how many tax loopholes there are in the code now? $1.640 trillion. Eliminate one. How can a person, dignity be maintained, We choose truth over facts.
I would eliminate the capital gains tax. And I would raise the capital gains tax.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
We should be making those masks. We should be moving on those ventilators. We can do that. Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know,
I guess,
Donald
but
Trump
I
was
really
asked
wish
on.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, probably best I don't. I tell you what, I'm so darn proud. And those poor people who have lost, anyway. I would see to it for immediately moving toward, we're in fact in a position now that if in fact we dealt with mitigation across the board, just what we did in the last administration and before, leading to a standard that we provide efficiency for appliances. That saves billions of gallons of gasoline. I mean, billions of $2.3 billion worth of, $500 billion in savings and 2-something billion metric tons of CO2 going in the air.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. Because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. We can only reelect Donald Trump.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
We should make sure that we have no one going to jail for a drug offense. They go directly mandatory prison. I'm also the only guy that got assault weapons banned, and the number of clips in a gun banned.
You may only get one shot, and your first issue that you're going to push, you get one shot. That it may be the only thing you get passed. What is that first issue for your presidency?
The first thing I would do is make sure that we defeat Donald Trump.
Okay.
Period. You get a tax break for a racehorse. Why in God's name couldn't we provide an $8,000 tax credit for everybody who has child care costs? It would put 720 million women back in the workforce.
This is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. They switched on me.
No, they didn't switch on you.
I'm ready on day one after more than 3 years in office. Why isn't Donald Trump ready? Mr. President, wake up.
China is going to eat our lunch? Come on, man. They can't even figure out how to deal with the fact that they have this great division between the China Sea and the mountains in the in the west. They're not bad folks, but guess what? They're not competition for us.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You want to nominate a Democrat? A lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Obama Democrat. Join us.
No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger other than in self-defense, and that's rarely ever occurs. And so we have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it. 150 million people have been killed since 2007 when Bernie voted to exempt the gun manufacturers from liability. More than all the wars, including Vietnam, from that point on.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
There are probably anywhere from 10 to 15% of the people out there that are just not very good people.
See, I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself in the manner in which I talk about it.
I promise you, the president has a big stick. I promise you.